Welcome to Trendy Flicks, your ultimate destination for the latest in movies, TV shows, and streaming trends. Subscribe now and stay ahead of the entertainment curve.
Moderate Harris VP contender sought left-wing mercenaries to thwart Rust Belt energy industry. Shapiro is widely thought to be the top choice to be Kamala Harris' running mate. Firest on FOX, Pennsylvania Democratic Gov. Josh Shapiro, who is rumored to be on the short list of vice presidential candidates for presumptive nominee Kamala Harris, applied as state attorney general to be part of a Michael Bloomberg-sponsored program to appoint special climate prosecutors to go after the energy industry in his state. During the Trump administration, the Wall Street Journal reported that climate activists began placing employees in attorneys general offices in dubious private-public condominiums, highlighted a remarkable arrangement by the NYU Law School's State Energy and Environmental Impact Center. The effort was launched in 2017 as part of a $6 million grant from Bloomberg Philanthropy to advance a liberal climate and energy agenda. The program, which is legal, has placed Bloomberg-funded oil and gas attorneys in several jurisdictions, including in Connecticut, Illinois, New Mexico, and Washington, D.C., where they focus on climate issues and litigating against oil and gas companies. The State Energy and Environmental Impact Center at NYU Law studies and supports the work of state attorneys general in defending, enforcing, and promoting strong laws and policies in the areas of climate, environmental justice, environmental protection, and clean energy, the program's website states. In his 2018 application for the program, Shapiro's office said that Pennsylvania was a state whose own energy production remains largely based on the burning of coal. This Pennsylvania perspective provides a unique and powerful platform from which to create progressive environmental legal and policy change from within. Put otherwise, while many states can and do fight for progressive environmental legal change, when that fighter is a coal-burning, Marcellus shale gas extracting, ozone-suffering state where environmental action may not always be politically palatable, the impact of an environmental leader like Attorney General Josh Shapiro is simply more powerful. His office continued. State attorneys general should describe the particular scope of needs within their offices related to the advancement and defense of progressive clean energy, climate change, and environmental matters, the prompt for the application state. Relevant details include the extent to which funding or other capacity constraints have limited the ability to work on these issues, or how additional dedicated support could help advance the work of the state attorney general on behalf of his or her constituents. Priority consideration will be given to state attorneys general who demonstrate a commitment to and acute need for additional support on clean energy, climate change, and environmental issues of regional or national importance, such as those matters that cross jurisdictional boundaries or raise legal questions or conflicts that have nationwide applicability. Shapiro's office wrote that he needs more economic resources to continue being a leader of progressive climate effort. Being a leader of these efforts, however, requires economic resources. Perhaps because of its unique position, previous Pennsylvania attorneys general did not focus on environmental protection efforts, Shapiro wrote. Therefore, the environmental section Attorney General Shapiro inherited was notably smaller than those found in attorney general offices of other environmental leaders. As such, granting Pennsylvania's application will be particularly significant. It will allow the PAOH not just to join other states in lawsuits challenging the Trump administration's efforts to weaken environmental regulation, but to hire one or more SAE so it can be more proactive across the board and serve as the lead plaintiff in future such acts. In a statement to Fox News Digital, a spokesperson for the State Impact Center confirmed that Shapiro had applied and been denied, but said the group does not have a record of why the application did not move forward. To clarify how the State Impact Center's SAAG program works, it adds capacity for attorneys general, providing them with additional resources to be deployed at their discretion, the spokesperson said. Attorneys general direct the work of the SAAG. The SAAG's sole duty of loyalty is to the office in which they work. Pennsylvania Republican Congressman Guy Reschenthaler told Fox News Digital that Shapiro recruiting a Bloomberg-funded, unaccountable prosecutor to specifically target energy producers and job creators in Pennsylvania is despicable. Pennsylvania ranks second in natural gas production, third in coal production, and third in electricity production. It is an understatement to say that our Commonwealth powers the nation, but Democrats here at home, led by Governor Josh Shapiro and Vice President Harris, relentlessly attack our energy industry and the 130,000 good-paying union jobs it supports. Vice President Harris even said, "There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking." Reschenthaler continued, "Our communities depend on making America energy independent again and must reject any attempts by far-left influences to destroy their livelihoods with a Green New Deal agenda." The Wall Street Journal wrote that ethical problems with SAAGs should be obvious. This is a fundamental question of ethics and who's running our government. West Virginia Attorney General Patrick Morrisey, one of a handful of Republican attorneys general who have raised concerns about the Bloomberg-funded program, said in 2020, "When you actually get to place someone in under a specific agenda and then pay them, and they're within the office, that starts to call into question whether there are multiple masters within an attorney general office, and that starts to really stink." Shapiro, who is reported to have recently met with V. Harris as her search for a vice president comes to a close, has been referred to as a moderate and practical since becoming governor, and was referred to in Politico as having struck a middle ground on the issue that directly affects hundreds of thousands of energy workers in the Commonwealth. But his past rhetoric could come back to haunt him. Bloomberg has made his position on climate change clear in many statements over the years, including calling for the elimination of all coal-fired power plants and phasing out gas-powered plants. According to Washington-based attorney Chris Horner, who worked with energy policy advocates on public records requests into the State Impact Center's activity, the group's self-declared, nonpartisan label is a smokescreen allowing it to pursue ideologically motivated, progressive goals with SAAG. He labeled mercenary, nonpartisan, in that you need just promise to use the mercenaries to advance progressive climate legal positions, he said. So, partisan, perish the thought. It's merely ideological. Presumptive Democratic nominee Kamala Harris has previously called to ban fracking, a main driver of energy and jobs in Pennsylvania, but she has walked that back in recent weeks after becoming the presumptive nominee. Dan Weaver, President and Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Independent Oil and Gas Association, told Fox News Digital that his organization believes elected officials who have expressed past concerns with oil and